All right, we've all seen the incredible hype around AI, but let's be real. How do you go from just tinkering with it to making it a serious tool that actually boosts your productivity? That's what we're digging in today. How to get past that magic wand phase and start really managing AI effectively.
So, be honest. Have you ever fired up something like ChatGPT for a real work project, only to find the results kinda meh? If that sounds familiar, you are so not alone. A lot of people are hitting this exact wall where the AI just doesn't seem to deliver on those game-changing promises we all heard about.
And, it usually starts with a prompt that looks a lot like this. We basically treat the AI like a magic wand, right? We give it this huge, vague command and just expect a perfect, fully formed document to magically appear. And this slide just nails the disconnect. Our expectation is this brilliant final draft. But the reality? Well, it's often something that sounds totally convincing, but it's just plain wrong, or it's so generic that it's completely useless. You get what people call confident and wrong.
This whole experience lands a ton of us right here, in what the tech world calls the trough of disillusionment. It's that moment of pure frustration where you just throw up your hands and say, you know what, it's just faster to do it myself. And for a lot of people, that's it. They just give up on the tool.
So that leads to the obvious question. Is the tool itself just broken? Is the tech just not ready for prime time? It's a really tempting conclusion to jump to, but it might not be the right one.
And here's the key insight. The problem isn't the tool, it's our approach. We're trying to use this incredibly sophisticated new piece of machinery with really old habits. It's like we're holding a scalpel, but we're swinging it like a hammer. Okay, so how do we fix it? Well, this framework really helps map out the path. See, most corporate training, if there is any, stops at level 101. The basics of how to write a prompt. Then you've got your super technical folks, the builders, way over at level 401. But the real magic, the part that actually unlocks productivity, that happens smack dab in the middle. And this is what we're calling the missing middle. Level 201 has nothing to do with coding or building APIs, it's a management skill. It's all about changing your mindset from being just a user of the tool to being the manager of the tool.
And if you take one thing away from this explainer, let it be this quote right here. The absolute best AI users treat the tool like a really capable but totally inexperienced intern. Just think about that for a second. The intern is smart, it's lightning fast, it's eager to help, but it has zero real-world experience, no context, and no judgment. It needs a good manager. It needs you.
So what does it actually mean to manage your new AI intern? Well, it really comes down to these 4 steps. First, you decompose the task. You wouldn't tell a brand new intern to write the annual report, right? No, you'd break it into smaller pieces for them. Second, you assemble context. You give it the briefing docs and background info it needs to do a good job. Third, you use your human judgment to judge the quality of what it gives you back. And finally, you iterate and refine. You give it clear feedback to help it turn that B- first draft into an A+ final product.
And I'm telling you, when you adopt this management mindset, it really does change everything. You go from being frustrated and tangled up in the tool's limits to feeling totally empowered, directing its insane capabilities to get exactly what you need. What's pretty cool is that once people reach this 201 level, they tend to fall into one of 2 camps. First, you've got the centaur. They cleanly divide the work. They do the high-level thinking and strategy, then hand off the execution, the writing, to the AI. Then there's the cyborg, who works in this fluid back-and-forth partnership with the AI from start to finish. Both are super effective, just different styles.
But look, mastering this skill can't just be an individual sport. For an organization to really see the benefits, this way of thinking has to scale up. And that's where we get to level 301, strategy.
So what does a good AI strategy look like at this level? It means mapping out where AI shines and where it bombs for your specific company. It means leadership needs to give clear guidance and honestly permission for people to use these tools safely. It also means sharing the success stories so everyone learns faster. And critically, it means being really intentional about how junior employees learn and develop judgment when some of those basic first tasks start to get automated away.
All of this leads to a pretty fascinating and, let's face it, kind of counterintuitive conclusion. The people who should be leading your company's AI adoption, well, they're probably not your engineers. They're your best managers, the people who are experts at judgment, at providing context, and at getting the most out of their team. Why? Because generative AI acts a whole lot more like a person than it does a piece of software.
And let's be clear, this shift doesn't just happen on its own. The data is pretty clear on this.
For employees to really get productive with these tools, they need more than 5 hours of dedicated, formal training. This isn't something you can solve with a company-wide memo, it's a real investment in a new skill.
So here's the bottom line, the most important takeaway from all this. Getting really good at AI isn't some secret technical wizardry. It's a management skill. And just like any other management skill, it's something you can absolutely learn, practice, and master. So I want to leave you with a direct challenge. Stop waving the magic wand. Start managing your new intern. And ask yourself this: what is the very first small, well-defined, intern-level task that you can delegate to your AI today?